So what is good, YouTube? Matty Dubs here, back with another video, guys, and we have some more breaking news, highlights, analysis, some observations from another day here in Green Bay for their training camp period. And we actually learned a lot about some of the young guys and some of the new guys on this roster going into next season, especially the brand new tight ends here in Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft. You can tell that they have gone better over the past couple of months here since they got drafted out of college. They are already better. They look quicker, they look faster, they already know the playbook, which is very impressive for two young tight ends to come in here and already make a name for themselves and look to be the top two tight ends on this roster. Coach Matt LaFleur was raving about how well they have already gotten into the playbook and how well they've developed over the past couple of weeks. So that's just one thing to take note of, man. These guys look ready to go. They look hungry, and they want to make an impact on this football team right away next season with a young quarterback in Jordan Love, who's really trying to break out here next season after, Aaron Rodgers departed to go to the Jets this offseason. But that is just one thing, man. Musgrave has been so good. Looks like he could potentially be the starter for this team with Luke Kraft or Tucker Kraft, my bad, coming off the bench and being the tight end too. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of two tight end sets with this team going forward. Another guy who is looking extremely good in training camp, Rudy Ford. Now, if you don't know who Rudy Ford is, he's a safety, a former Auburn Tiger, and he looks electric at camp so far. He's making some big-time plays. Now, Ford lined up alongside Darnell Savage for the second consecutive day here at the safety position. He's 28 years old right now. He made 17 appearances for the Green Bay Packers last year, started in 6 games. And he's been really good so far in camp. And, he's a guy that I didn't primarily think would be the starting free safety with Jonathan Owens signing there out of Houston. But as of right now, it seems like it's going to be Darnell Savage and Rudy Ford being the two starting safeties in this secondary going forward. And another thing I have written down here is Alex McGough has been looking pretty good. He's been making some nice little throws. He's been getting out of the pocket, making some plays on his feet, something that, we saw at the USFL level. And I know the, competition level isn't the same in the USFL as it is in the NFL, obviously, but he's been showcasing that a little bit, trying to earn that, maybe number 2 quarterback job behind guys like, or in front of guys like Danny Etling and Sean Clifford are primarily the backups right now, with McGough working in as, the third option, the fourth option at times. So we'll see if McGough can, get some going here, find some consistency with this offense, and maybe even earn himself a full-time role as a backup quarterback maybe. But as of right now, we don't even know if he's going to fully make this roster. Now, the last thing I want to bring up is the defense is getting a lot better, man. I mean, when you look at the depth chart right now, you got Kenny Clark, you got TJ Slay, and Devontae Wyatt, Preston Smith, Quay Walker, Devondre Campbell. They have a bunch of guys right now. And then Rashawn Gary, who is on the PUP list at the moment, but he seems to be coming back sooner rather than later. Still got Jair Alexander, Darnell Savage, Rasul Douglas, who was amazing last year, Rudy Ford, Kayshawn Nixon. That seems like it's going to be the starting group for the defense, and they've looked amazing. They've also brought in Lucas Van Ness, who's actually working in with the third team right now. They just want to get him up to speed, but right now everything is looking good, and I do want you guys to take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt. It is just training camp, and it's not just training camp, but the pads aren't on yet. There's no contact. It's pretty much just 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s with no contact. So keep that in mind as we go forward throughout the rest of this offseason until the pads come on. And that's when we'll start knowing a lot more. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications so you're notified not only every time we go live for a game, but every time we post a video as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, and if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.